Mm. Hello, 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 and welcome to Tarot of the Week. Very interesting card we have here. I'm using the Gilded Tarot. The Gilded Tarot. Lovely little deck. I do love his graphics. So we have a card. It came out in the reverse, so I've kept it in the reverse, but I will put it into the positive. It is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, a little bit of yin and yang, black and white, ebb and flow, right, wrong. The Wheel of Fortune is a really interesting card because it has that two aspects to it. When it's in the negative, then things are not quite as they should be. But when it's in the positive, in the upright position, everything's fine and dandy. It is flowing, flowing, flowing. The key to this card is that we, on a personal level, we have to take responsibility for our behavior and how we react or respond to the negative that happens in life. Not everything is going to be peachy. That isn't how life is, it isn't how the universe works. We have to accept that not everything goes our way. And when that happens, we can't sit and sulk and pout and sit with all this thunderous clouds in the top there, all of that negative thought forms that just sort of bring, I don't know, I'm trying to describe the feeling I've got in my head just there, but it numbs us and it actually creates a place of stagnation. When we go into that blame and victimhood, we don't get anything done because we're so consumed up here by, oh, that shouldn't have happened, and why did that happen to me, and who do they think they are, and all of that sort of thoughts, all of this thunderous thoughts up here will hold you hostage. And that isn't what you really want to happen. What you want to do is, wow, okay, didn't see that coming, but what can I do about it? What is the positive out of this? And I know for myself, I've been made redundant a few times. And I think it wasn't until the third time that I was made redundant. I'm just like, wow, that's awesome. Yes, I'll take my redundancy. Thank you very much. I was ready to leave the job. I wasn't terrified. I thought I'll just get another job. What's the worst that can happen? And I actually took a year off work. It was really the most amazing time of my life. Out of what could have been perceived as a really serious time and a time where I could have been overly stressed as I had been in the other two previous times when I was being made redundant. So the third time round, it's just like, actually, just go with the flow. And that's what this card is saying to us. Go with the flow. It is a card of ebb and flow, right and wrong, fast and slow. And so we can't get bogged down. We've got to pick ourselves up and we've got to put new energy behind it so that we can then move forward. And again, really interesting card from the previous two. July is maybe shaping up to be a month where we've got to be really discerning about not only what it is that we want to create, but the people that we're bringing into our lives. We talked about new partnerships last week. Are they working out the way that we thought they would? Do we need to make changes? This is the questions we need to ask ourselves because life is hard sometimes. And when it doesn't go our way, we get really quite defensive. We get really frustrated and annoyed with ourselves. And so we can just land up in this end of the card instead of at this end of the card where there's a whole new world out there, a whole new world, something else to explore, something else to think about. Opening ourselves up to this higher vibration will bring in a far better light. The card itself has the zodiac around the main wheel of the card there. And so, depending on your particular astrological sign, then you might react to the negative in different ways. I think being a Leo, I think Leos tend to be a little bit more matter of fact, down to earth. Well, let's just get it done. Or as my husband would say, challenge accepted. That's his phrase for me. So when things go a bit awry, I'm just like, okay, so how am I going to deal with it? and then I'll just go into strategic mode and off I run. I'm up and running. And because I can't change the event, but I can change the outcome. So that's my personal preference when it comes to things not being quite right. However, I think for yourself, think about your zodiac sign, think about how you would normally react to things not quite being how they should be, and putting some mental gears. This is all that sort of mental thought process here. We've got to maybe change gear a little bit, try a different tact, have a different response so that you have a different outcome, a little bit like what we said last week. So, an interesting card, the Wheel of Fortune. Hopefully, it will tie in with everything else that we've done this week. And we'll see you next week when we continue our journey on Tarot of the Week. Until then, bye for now.